pretentious and like out there.
They're
that,
trying too
that
hard
he's-
to be part of the social climate.
Hello, everyone. We're the Continuity Crew. I'm Will.
I am.
That's Win, and we're back with another episode of the Big Feature Film Podcast. And today we've got the latest release from M. Night Shyamalan, the
Shyamalan.
acclaimed director.
God, back in
Old.
the 90s.
Yeah, old. Did your showing play the little thing where it's like, oh, good, glad. to have-"
Yeah,
I was
he
like-
looks so dead in that.
He did. They're like, here, film this. It'll be cool. And which honestly, I was like, that was cool. I'm like, thanks for inviting me back to theaters, even though I never left. But I'm like,
I
"Nice."
hate that so much
Well,
when
for
the
the-
directors did that.
And it's also like considering that, oh, this is the first movie people went and saw
Yeah.
after everything opened.
What
back-
movie did we watch where the same thing happened? We watched something.
We did.
I think it
It
was
was-
Vin Diesel actually that did the
Was it Fast?
Fast and Furious. Yeah,
It might have been.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, but we've seen so much shit this year.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. This movie sucked. I don't know if it's because this. I mean,
That's not what you said before we
no,
started.
no,
film.
not this movie. I meant this year for
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
This year sucked for so far for movies.
Well, I mean, there's some really good ones that came out.
There has been, but I don't know. Maybe it's because
They're not even in the big screen either.
we have to be critical, but also I'm like, last year there's some pretty good stuff, but also there wasn't much. So I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out.
There's not a lot of
We'll figure it
selections,
out. But old, what's it about? A family on a tropical holiday discovers that
Family.
this secluded beach where they are relaxing for a few hours
Did
of
you mark
summer.
that down?
Huh?
Did you mark that down?
What?
Family.
This is a family one.
Yeah.
Let me. Yeah. I'll have to.
Snake
mark-
Eyes was also a family one.
I'm not gonna
It was
count
about the clan.
I'm not gonna count it. This one though. Yes, definitely. Somehow causing them to age rapidly, reducing their lives into a single day. Directed by M. Night Shyamalan, written by M. Night Shyamalan, and it's also based off a written novel or a graphic novel called Sandcastle, which I looked at some stuff for it, and it looks interesting. I don't see necessarily how it correlates, but also I didn't read the whole thing. So, but this is Wayne, what'd you think of this? What'd you think of Old?
Oh my God, it's
Because I
so
think we
convoluted.
might get a little we might disagree on this one.
It's a convoluted of a movie.
It is. I
It
would agree.
doesn't know how the thing works, and they just keep and not repeating, but like they just kept speculating.
Yeah.
And to me, that was just really dumb. Because I feel like if they know by now, they would just been wasting their time. But again, I
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't think either of us were very invested in Old.
No.
I don't think M. Night Shyamalan's had a consistent year in movies, or consistent like 5 years, like inconsistent. Let me try and think how to word this. A consistent like 3 movies in a row since like the 90s, and it hasn't. I think his last good one might have been, I don't know, to be honest.
What was that one? Split?
Oh yeah, I guess Split was his.
Because that
but-
was written like in the 90s.
Yes, Split was
His
actually
prime.
Split was actually really good.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. I also think I was thinking about this. M. Night Shyamalan is a director who had one good movie and has a cool name, and he's made a career out of it.
Yeah. M. Night Shyamalan.
Man, he really did The Last Airbender as well. I always forget about that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Best movie.
Old. There's some weird stuff in this.
Man, the beginning shot, like as soon as the movie started, I really didn't like it already
Mm-hmm.
because someone really fucked up the color grading. I'm not like an expert or anything, but the contrast was way up. I don't know if that was a fucking screen or if it was like, but the shadows were
No.
so like dark. It didn't even make sense. The thing is, when you're color grading and stuff, like when you're doing color grades and stuff, you're not supposed to do ultimately black. You're supposed to like keep a little bit of shadow so there's detail. But when you just that shot, man, it was just so off.
Yeah.
I wish I watched it in IMAX. I don't even know if they have it in IMAX.
They have it in RPX, and I almost went and saw it, but I would have had to wait like 20 or an hour to go see it. But I was like, I don't care enough.
It's probably better in an RPX.
But Old is just another M. Night Shyamalan movie. This is like quick non-spoiler stuff. It's another M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's one of his better ones, I will say, in the past few years, because Glass was god awful. since Split. I mean, and honestly, there hasn't been much besides that since Split.
Glass was only cool.
Glass sucked, dude.
I like the.
No, I can't believe you like anything about that movie.
I mean, I like the aesthetic of it. The thing about
I
those
guess he's
is that,
only
like,
done a show in between this. He did Servant.
I don't even know what the hell.
It's on
that
Apple
is.
TV, I believe. And then Wayward Pines. The Visit was good. Okay.
No, The Visit was god awful.
Well, I think I just have a lot of nostalgia for it, but also like
Nostalgia for what?
just because I think it was one of the first horror movies I saw in theaters. I just remember going with a bunch. You may have been.
I was there.
Yeah, and then we saw a bunch of people we knew. It was great.
Yeah, and we just kind of laughed in the theater. It was supposed to be like a not very serious movie. It was supposed to be a very serious movie, but we just laughed at it. So
No, I liked The
was
Visit,
a-
but then
they turned it into a comedy. They put it in the
Yeah.
comedy section.
Oh yeah. Oh, and then I didn't know he did After Earth, the Will Smith and Jaden Smith movie.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh, he at least produced on it. I'm pretty sure he
Okay.
directed it,
Jesus, man.
which
After-
makes sense.
that was awful. Jaden Smith can't act.
Yeah, no,
I'm
it was
sorry.
him.
His voice is so like monotone. It's like it just sounds like every
Love him.
time he's like, "Dad, Dad, can you call me
Dad.
Dad?"
Bad. But yeah, I don't know like how to talk about this movie. I mean, the premise is the premise, and it literally spans over a day. Like you're saying with the color correction and stuff. I'd say all the actors did a pretty good job, except the kids when they were young.
No, some of the actors. Okay, except for that British guy. I think he was all right. The main lady, don't remember her name.
You just don't like her though.
I like her. What do you mean?
I thought you said you didn't like
No, I like her. She was in what's that movie?
Phantom Thread.
Yeah, I like her a lot. She's really good at the whole confusion, emotional stuff.
So you'll know this. Do you think was it de-aging like CGI or was it makeup
For which part?
for just them looking older?
With their budget, probably just makeup.
So I was like, is this Oscar bait for best makeup?
Oh God, no.
Well, if Suicide Squad can win an Oscar for, I think it looked pretty good.
I mean, yeah, it looked great. I mean, it was, but they didn't go that far.
Yeah.
I mean, you take I'm thinking of Ending Things. Like that was really good makeup,
That's true.
and that was really good acting for those old people, or for
Yeah.
Toni Collette. She did a really good
budget
job.
for this, 18 mil.
Oh well, yeah, for their budget, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you could tell that their budget was rough because in some parts, it doesn't even the times didn't look right. There were times when it looked like it was 4 o'clock, and then they
Well, that's also
shoot back to 12.
I'm gonna blame M. Night Shyamalan there. I bet he was just like, screw it. The
Yeah.
sun's close enough. We're gonna do it because just from his other movies.
And they can't get lighting right, man, for for what do you call it, for night shots. The thing is,
Yeah. So the contrast you were talking about is kind of the opposite, where like the lighting was weird. But like when they go in the cave and they're
Yeah.
running from the chick.
yeah,
It's just like, okay, it's way too dark in here.
Yeah.
Like I can't even tell what I'm supposed to be looking at on the screen, or like what part is supposed to be my focus point. So yeah.
the thing is, there's like Hollywood reality, and then there's like movie reality, real reality, I guess. Reality is the moon is actually sharper light, but they literally had just one spotlight in one of these scenes, and I just remember seeing that, and I was like,
It was
man,
also like just the fireplace was kind of lighting the whole
Yeah.
area.
yeah. And honestly, like you could definitely just add in a giant balloon light. I don't know why they didn't do that. They had 18 mil.
Yeah.
I guess M. Night Shyamalan doesn't know
He
how
was
to.
too busy focusing on the coral.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, the fucking coral.
So the plot, just like ending of the movie. So they're stuck on the island, and it ends up the kids are the only ones left. The family, all of them survive. The two parents die of old age. Everyone else kind of just gets fucked. I mean, you could watch it if you want to figure it out. But it's just everybody gets screwed. The parents die of old age, and then it comes nighttime, and they go to sleep, and they wake up, and they're like 50. And then for some reason, good old Trent, I think it was his name, Alex Wolff, character was like, "Oh yeah, I have this message I could still decode." What? You could have done that in the first place, bud. You had almost a day and you didn't even think about it. I thought this kid was your friend, which is a kid we meet earlier in the movie. Who's
And you
supposed
think
to
that'd be washed too?
Yeah, that's
It was
true.
in and out of the water.
But he decodes it, and it's like, oh, my uncle doesn't like coral, and it's like, oh, maybe we should go to the coral, it'd be like our funnel or whatever, because they talked about, oh, what if we reverse the polarity or whatever for the aging rocks, and so
They really read that and thought, oh yeah, what if we can reverse it with a metal tube? No one, aside from anyone who's in quantum physics, can understand that. No one.
yeah. Also, he was 6.
Yeah.
It's not like he learned stuff. They definitely matured, like brain chemical wise, because 2 of them got real horny and made a baby, which was so
made me
weird.
so uncomfortable.
I was like, that's why they should have made it R,
yeah.
because otherwise I'm like, did they? And
Yeah.
then she's like pregnant. I'm like, oh, they.
Man, what?
But they go through this coral reef that's been there the whole fucking time. They even think to go to it. And then, oh, it looks like they died. And M. Night Shyamalan, being in his own movie, which he does, is like, nope, they're dead. And it turns out, guess what? Big old corporations behind it. I'm like, okay, cool.
It's a metaphor for capitalism and how it's killing people.
I
and how they test
honestly,
it on people.
I honestly expected, like, Glass to show up, whatever, Samuel L. Jackson's character to
Yeah.
wheel out.
Yeah.
And I would have been like, okay, it's a prequel, or like it's a time filler. It's like he's trying to find a cure for his broken bones or whatever. That's cool. Because you did it with Split, so that was fine. But I was like, oh, no.
That would have been so much better.
Yeah. Or
It's
like
him
they could
showing
have
up.
done, so I think it was like Warner and Warrant or something, or Warren
Yeah.
was the company. They should have made it. He should have gotten the rights for, I don't know, the Alien franchise and put whatever the company was in that, or just something. Because I was like, they showed me the nameplate for the company. I was like, am I supposed to know who this is?
He's trying to create another cinematic universe.
He might be.
Yeah.
He might be.
The next thing you'll know, in his next movie, he's gonna be finding dinosaurs.
It's gonna be called Young.
Oh, I was gonna say dinosaurs, and
Could
it's
be.
gonna be like a Jurassic World thing,
Do
and then it's just gonna be him, just like,
you won't.
oh, we're excavating an underground thing, and then there's just giant monsters just walking around.
Honestly, though, as bad as a lot of M. Night Shyamalan's movies are, I'm just like, he kind of just is a dude making a movie. Like, I kind of,
for money.
yeah, I like respect it though. I'm like, okay, I feel like I could make something like this. You give me $18 million, and I think it'd be just about like his quality would probably be a little better. He's got more practice, but I'm just like, I could do this, and it feels like, I don't know, people who like movies and want to make movies, I feel like it's relatable. Like, I was like, M. Night Shyamalan is just one of the bros. No,
He's an awful director.
he's a bad director, but that's what makes him more relatable.
What I don't like about M. Night is that he writes it also and doesn't work with anybody else when it comes to like writing his scripts and
takes
shit
on
like
a
that.
lot.
Like you don't need to do that. You can have other people do that. It's not a good idea when you're directing and writing. I mean, take what's his name for example, and starring. Take whatever his name, Peter Griffin guy. What's the voice actor for him?
MacFarlane, right?
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane. He can do good cartoon voices and shit like that, but he can't direct or write or act. He doesn't have a charisma. He doesn't have the know-how to direct people properly. He's overly ambitious, just like M. Night Shyamalan. So
Yeah.
you get really ambitious when you're writing, directing, and starring in your own movie.
He said, "Don't worry, studio. I got this."
Yeah. When I saw him in that van for the first time, I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
this is going to be a stupid movie.
It feels always so shilled in there. I'm like, and then he honestly made himself a much bigger part of this movie than
He should have.
than he was in most of his movies.
But he disappeared
yeah.
in
Well,
the middle of the movie. Or
yeah,
the
he-
end of the movie.
Yeah, he did, but also I was like, no, because yeah, he did, I guess. But also he was the one that drove that new couple in. You could see
Oh,
like the side of his
okay.
face. Have you seen Pig yet though?
No, not yet.
You should.
I'm gonna watch that.
So
at some
good.
point. Yeah.
It's the best thing I've seen almost all year. Probably is the best thing, actually.
This president say, what's his name? Justice League.
I
I
still.
thought you'd say that was the best.
I mean, I loved it, but I don't know. Don't make me. We don't need to go down that path. Back to old.
All I'm saying is, at least Zack Snyder had an ambition that
Yeah.
is
Well,
almost
he also probably had
grasp.
What did he have? More? I guess he had like 3 times the money.
Yeah, I guess. But
Probably more.
M. Night, you're a hack. I'm sorry.
It's fair. I
You
get
can't
that.
direct for shit.
I get that aspect. He's like a poser of directors.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Like, we want to go and hang out with Zack Snyder. Even though I called M. Night a bro, wouldn't really want to hang out with the
I
dude.
don't either.
I feel like he's probably a dick
Yeah, I can.
because
yeah, I
his
can see that.
movies are so pretentious and like out there.
They're
that,
trying too
that
hard
he's-
to be part of the social climate kind of thing.
Yeah.
You even got the racist dude in there.
Yeah, I was like, also,
It didn't need to be in there.
It didn't need to be in there, but also I just didn't believe it. I'm like,
I didn't
okay, you're
either.
just acting that you're racist. I don't believe that you are racist and you would kill this motherfucker.
And no doctor, and I mean no doctor would ever do that. They vowed an oath to protect people and
He
save
has
them.
schizophrenia.
But this motherfucker just stabbed people.
He had schizophrenia.
Oh, fuck that.
What's the movie he was talking
Just
about
kidding.
though? Jack Nicholson and Marlon
I
Brando.
don't fucking know, man. Man, they just ended that, didn't they?
I was like, what is it? I'm gonna look it up.
Is it an M. Night movie?
Oh, I doubt it. I think Marlon Brando was way done before.
It'd be so funny if it was an M. Night movie that he was referencing to. Now that would be shallow as hell. Just having your own movie be what do you call that? An ad
The
or a
Missouri
commercial.
Breaks.
I don't know why that matters. I don't know why that
It's
movie
a-
mattered to
it's
that
a-
guy.
Which movie star? It's old plot. Here it is. There's a whole article about it. Why? Because he's freaking got schizophrenia. That's it. There's no. So on the way home, I was like, did I miss something in old? And of course, I went and watched an explain video, and of course, there's the top one because I didn't care to look was Looper, and I hate Looper. But literally, I'm like, okay, you literally just told me everything I knew. So I guess I didn't miss anything, but that's also why I hate fucking Looper because they do that with any other
Yeah.
explained and Screen Rant.
Yeah.
Just hate them. Sorry.
They're basically owned by the same people.
Hate them.
This Canadian company, I don't remember what they're called. Yeah, this movie old. I honestly think that this is probably the best one on the list of movies in theaters out right now.
Yeah, there's better than Space Jam. It's better than
Snake Eyes.
Better than Snake Eyes. Let me pull up what's showing right now.
I bet Pig would be better. I'll check that out.
Pig is definitely better. It's on. I almost don't want to say it, but this might be better than Black Widow.
Probably.
It's like on par. I'll say on
Well,
par.
the thing about Black Widow is it's very standard.
Yeah,
It's
better
very
than Fast
Marvel.
9.
Yeah.
Tournament of Champions, Escape Room was better.
Escape Room was definitely better than
Boss
this.
Boss Baby was better.
Yeah.
Better than Purge. Still need to see that Anthony Bourdain movie. Need to see that. I'm probably gonna see that and the Mark Wahlberg one tomorrow.
Oh yeah, this reminded me for some reason when the cinematography when it would go in circles.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't get like motion sick,
There was
but I got so like sick of just like him just keep on doing this. I'm like, God, stop.
There was one scene that kind of did that dynamically that I can't remember it at all, but I was like, okay, that was kind of cool. But like that was it. There was no, because otherwise felt very cheap. It felt like, oh, we're gonna hide the kids when they're aging. We're gonna hide this or whatever, and it just felt very like a PG-13 horror movie, which is exactly what it was. And I wouldn't even call it a horror movie. It's more of a thriller.
I feel like that girl that's supposed to be, what's the kids, the girl kid, the one that had a brother. What's the one that we said from Jojo Rabbit?
Yes, her.
I feel like that was supposed to be Anya Taylor-Joy.
Well, that's funny because they're starring in a movie later this year. When remember?
Oh yeah,
Last Night in Soho.
yeah.
I'm really excited for that one.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm looking forward to that one.
I just love Edgar Wright. Even like the Sparks Brothers documentary. I was like, it was a fun documentary. It's nothing to write home about, but yeah, that one felt kind of short. But old, it's honestly, even though like I was talking about that Looper video, it was straightforward and to the point because that's what this movie was. It may be convoluted, yes, but it's also just like it was what it was. There was no like even like the hidden meaning. There really isn't a hidden meaning. It's like, oh, corporation bad. That's it. Okay.
But the physical logic of the whole island or that whole beach just, yeah, I don't know. It was, I don't even think
it
the-
wasn't. You just kind of hey, it was better than how they explained Tomorrow War's time travel.
I guess.
This one,
But this one just had barely any logic. So
yeah, it did.
I
I
mean,
wouldn't. I think it had logic. It just didn't have like any rules to it. It just kind of
It's-
happened.
yeah.
When out of 10, what would you say?
this one's a rough one. 3.5, 4.
3.5, 4. Fair.
Around there. Yeah,
Four?
I really need to watch it again, just because like the entire time all I could think of was, man, you really need. You just really need to hit the brakes sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's definitely M. Night. Have you seen The Happening?
No,
Ooh.
but if it's anything that has to do with a single word and an ing in it, I'm never watching it.
Dude, it's got Mark Wahlberg. He plays himself. And guess what? The trees, the plants are the killers. They're sick of these people polluting their earth. So they set off a pheromone and people commit suicide.
You sure that's not the Lorax?
Well, maybe. But for me, I'm going to say out of 10, it's a 4.5. I think I was leaning towards like, oh, is this as bad as Snake Eyes? But like I was saying about M. Night, he tries kind of, but he always outdoes himself in a bad way. But like the idea is there. It's pretty cool. How it might have ended wouldn't have been my first choice, but otherwise, it's there.
It just didn't fit the tone for how
Yeah.
fast paced it was.
It was fast paced too.
I get that. I get that there's this like time constraint for these characters because they're getting old, but at the same time, I feel that you should need to slow down,
Yes.
especially in some scenes where it's tragic.
Yeah.
For
yeah.
example, like someone dying is like
It was
just
always
calm.
like, oh, scary gas face, dead, but also it kind of fits to the story because it's like, oh, they're gonna be disintegrated in like 20 minutes. So
yeah. And the logic with the hair too was kind of weird.
yeah. So
That
I actually like read. I saw something about that, and I was like, well, that's yeah. I guess you're right, but also like, who cares? It was pretty much consistent almost all the way through.
yeah.
Because and they even tried to explain it. Unlike again, Tomorrow War, their rules there
Yeah.
wasn't any. They were just hey, have fun with this ride. So, like I said, enjoyment rating though, I'm gonna say like a 6 because I'm always along for the ride, even if I'm gonna laugh at it for an M. Night movie. So, but for you, enjoyment.
3.
Three,
I was
fair.
so uncomfortable watching this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, fair enough.
Because like there was also a scene where that the girl that played in that was in Jojo Rabbit,
Yes.
she was looking at the black dude, and I think it was supposed to insinuate something.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm like, okay, I guess she has a crush on him.
Yeah.
That was like, yeah. I was like, okay, that's cool.
And apparently the kids age faster than
Well,
the adults.
and they even tried to explain that too.
And they did a horrible job.
Yes, but they at least tried.
That's the inconsistent part.
Yeah, the rules are weird. The idea is cool though. So it's not middle of the road, but it's a 4.5 for me. But anyways, that's our old review. I'd say go watch this with a group of friends. You can laugh at it, you can watch it, and I don't know.
Should've gone watch.
Yeah. God damn it.
We're just gonna blur that part. I'm not gonna delete it or anything. I'm just gonna blur it.
But anyways, like if you enjoyed and want to see more like this, comment. What's your favorite M. Night movie? I'd say mine's either Split or Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense.
It's Sixth Sense is just
Yeah.
if you ever have anyone that hasn't seen it and you show it to them, it just blows their mind.
Yeah, M. Night at his prime was basically like, what's his name? Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
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 Because the logic was still there and his brain wasn't mushy.
yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if he smokes or does crack.
Probably he's like, this is a great idea, and then he like throws a corporation in there. But anyways, we've been the Continuity Crew. I'm Will.
Oh,
That's when. And thank y'all for watching. We love movies. We love y'all, and we'll see y'all on the next one. We should all be caught up now. So next week, and we'll say it in the Continuity Weekly, which we'll probably film in a second. But we got Jungle Cruise, we got Green Knight, we got Stillwater. I don't know
I
how.
was just gonna put this all in the same week.
No, yeah, that's fine. But I was just saying, whenever we do a weekly, or if we do a weekly for this week.
I'm just gonna release the weekly first, and then these
Yeah,
two movies. Yeah,
Well, works for me.
somehow.
We'll figure it out. All right. Thank y'all for watching. Bye.
Jungle Cruise is out, isn't it?
It comes out this week.